of hoodies, blankets, and more. Get a little chilly tonight, so definitely want to keep yourself bundled up in the stands. So always a great time to go down and grab a blanket that you can use at the racetrack or toss it on the couch. Add a little equity to the home, so make sure and stop by the USAC merchandise trailer while supplies last. You can also follow us online at your favorite social media channel. On Facebook, search for USAC Racing, and on X and Instagram at USAC Nation. You can also get live timing and scoring via the Race Monitor app. A reminder, if you see it on social media or on Race Monitor, it is unofficial. All official news, notes, points, and updates are done at the close of the night's program at USACRacing.com. Another reason to stop by the USAC merchandise trailer, you can also get the roster for tonight's drivers in action. Their names, numbers, hometown, sponsor, chassis, and engine information, only $1 while supplies last. Something else you can pick up while you're making the rounds, driver merchandise available just beyond the main gates here at the Lawrenceburg Speedway. Several teams with their merchandise trailers set up down there. Also, make sure and get a complimentary can of NOS Energy. Fuel up, fire up, and never look back. It's human horsepower. Make sure to follow them on social media at NOS Energy Drink, but they're set up right down by the USAC merchandise trailer. Stop by and grab one today. Throughout the 2025 season, you can be part of the action with a chance to win with Play USAC, offering you, the fans, ways to put money on your favorite drivers with top sports books and daily fantasy providers offering odds and exclusive sign-up offers to USAC Racing fans. There's never been a better time to give it a try. Visit nxtbets.com/PlayUSAC for more information, or you can scan the code here on the broadcast to see what's available in your state. Must be 21 years or older to participate. Void where prohibited. And to fight back against addiction, you can find help at 1-800-GAMBLER. The odds provided to the United States Auto Club by nxtbets.com. As we take a look at that, they put the odds on favor tonight at Kyle Cummins at plus 191. Justin Grant led the opening 3 revolutions last night before the engine let go. A couple of rocker arms coming apart on the number 4, currently sitting at plus 310. Second best odds, Logan Seavey, the defending champion of the Fall Nationals, sitting at plus 357. A little bit further down the line, we go to Jake Swanson, 2709. Chase Stockin, a podium finish last night, sits at a 35.63. Hayden Reinbold at a 59.98. So putting him at a little bit of a long shot odd. But let's look at the payout. If you can bet on to win, a $100 bet will yield $6,098, a $5,998 profit. So when our drivers win, you win when you play along at nxtbets.com/PlayUSAC. Cookout presents always fresh, never frozen burgers, barbecue, hot dogs, all cooked fresh every day. And get this, over 40 different flavors of shakes, all prepared fresh and made by hand every day. It's all yours. Find a Cookout location near you. Visit cookout.com. Cookout, of course, a major supporter of the NASCAR Youth Series, which is sanctioned under the United States Auto Club. If you want to find out more on that, of course, you can go online, look for NASCAR Youth Series, or you can go to USACRacing.com. And when you get there, at the top of the page, you'll find the USAC Shield. You can click on that, and that'll take you to UnitedStatesAutoClub.com. Not just circle track racing. In fact, USAC is circle track, it's road racing, it's off-road, and it's power sports. And you can look at the schedule for all of those different series and sanctions when you go to UnitedStatesAutoClub.com. But you can actually find that link at USACRacing.com. Sunoco is the official race fuel of USAC Racing. As the world's largest manufacturer of racing fuel, Sunoco has been the standard in motorsports for over 50 years. Known for innovation, consistency, and high performance, Sunoco Fuels has been the choice of racers in virtually every form of motorsport, from grassroots tracks to premier international series. Committed to supporting the racing community, Sunoco powers champions and fuels unforgettable moments at the track. CarIQ has created a payment solution aimed at fleets that allows cars and trucks to connect to gas pumps to pay for fuel without the need of a fuel card or a credit card. CarIQ Payment Solutions, CarIQ Pay, replaces fleet card products and protects against fraud while significantly reducing back-office vehicle reconciliation. Learn more at GoCarIQ.com today. Hoosier Racing Tires' mission is to be the dominant customer-driven provider of racing tires to teams domestically and internationally. Their resistance and continued success is dependent on how well they meet the responsibilities of serving their customers by providing safe, quality products to amateur and professional motorsports teams. For more information, go online to HoosierTire.com. Still time to set your lineup on Dirt Draft. You can set your own league. Simply download the app, set your league, and play against your friends, family, or even your neighbors. Use referral code USAC when signing up for a $20 digital gift card to shop at USACgear.com for new members. If you're in the market for a new or used trailer, motorcoach, or golf cart, look no further than Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, one of the nation's premier outlets and located right in the heart of north central Indiana, with the intent to give competitors the transporter they need to get to and from an event safely and dependably. Elliott's knowledgeable and dedicated staff will put you on track, showing you the latest in Featherlight, Intech, United, ATC, Illumitech, Bravo, as well as Madjax, X Series, and EasyGo. Led by Cindy Elliott, whose motorsports roots run deep, stemming from her late husband and USAC champion Tony Elliott. Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, it's not the choice, it's the only choice. You can contact them online at elliott'scustomtrailers.com or by phone at 1-800-766-1886. That's Elliott's, the only choice for champions. When drivers head to the work area, they're going to the Indy Metal Finishing work area. Indy Metal Finishing is a family-owned and operated business with 30 years of experience in the industry. Their mission to support their customers with an exceptional level of quality and service. Conveniently located only minutes from downtown Indianapolis, Indy Metal Finishing offers Type 2 and Type 3 anodized and chemical conversions, passivation, and electroless nickel services to motorsports, medical, military, aerospace, and manufacturing industries. Indy Metal Finishing is ISO certified, and they hold an FFL license. Visit them online at indymetalfinishing.com for more information. Whether you're running a go-kart, a micro, a midget, a modified, a sprint car, a late model, silver crown car, or even a tractor, Rod Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products that will help you lead the field of performing to your maximum potential. Remember, they don't just sell them, they race them. Go to rodsupply.com for more. K1 Race Gear was born in 2003 with the philosophy of offering safety products to customers that they would be proud to use. At K1 Race Gear, they are racers, and they understand the value of buying a quality safety product at a reasonable price. Whether your son or daughter is just starting out in the sport or you have a lifelong passion for racing, they have the products to keep you safe. Contact K1 Race Gear today at k1racegear.com. Speaking of staying safe in the race car, the official fire prevention solution of USAC Racing is Inferno Armor. Created for the motorsports industry and now used in many applications, Inferno Armor quickly and easily makes fabrics fire retardant and heat resistant. Simply put, it's high-performance fire protection in a convenient spray. Inferno Armor presented the fire move of the night in all three USAC national divisions throughout the entire season. Will they award the driver that puts on a fire of a show a complimentary bottle of Inferno Armor. Once we get ready to go into Dirt Draft Hot Laps, we'll have a trio of groups making their way out to the Speedway. Out of that, one car at a time will make their way out for Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. An extra $150 to be tonight's Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier. As the graders made its way down to the bottom side of the Speedway, a couple of the water wagons continue to make some laps here. So as they continue to work on the racetrack before we get into Dirt Draft Hot Laps, let's step away for a moment here on the FloRacing broadcast. We'll be back to Lawrenceburg.
Get into Dodge for the first time in 14 years. Dodge City Raceway Park in Kansas plays host to the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship on Friday night, October 17th. Head into the wild frontier as the countdown to the series championship hits a fever pitch, featuring title contender Kyle Cummins, plus past champs Justin Grant, Logan Seavey, and CJ Leary among those who are fixing to duel in the Old West. It's open at 3 p.m. Central, gates open at 5, and cars on track at 6. For more info, visit racedcrp.com and usacracing.com. Strap in, buckle up. On Friday night, October 17th, it's going to be a Dodge City war. Don't miss it.
Whatever you drive, however you drive. AMSOIL specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicles, so you can work hard and play hard with confidence. Order online at amsoil.com.
Are you looking for a new race car hauler, trailer, or easy-go golf cart? What about something dependable? How about buying from someone you can depend on? Contact Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts. They're a certified Featherlight dealer with all kinds of trailers and other products to fit your needs. Located just 2 hours north of downtown Indianapolis, Elliott's Custom Trailers will deliver your trailer or cart anywhere in the United States. No matter where you're from or what you're looking for, the goal is always the same: ultimate customer satisfaction. So don't wait. Contact Elliott's today and find a trailer or golf cart that fits your needs.
Indy Metal Finishing is a family-owned and operated business with 30 years of experience in the industry. Their mission is to support their customers with an exceptional level of quality and service. Conveniently located minutes from downtown Indianapolis, Indy Metal Finishing offers Type 2 and Type 3 anodizing chemical conversions, passivation, and electroless nickel services to motorsports, medical, military, aerospace, and manufacturing industries. Indy Metal Finishing is ISO certified and holds an FFL license. If you have any questions, please call Indy Metal Finishing today at 317-858-5353. Find them online at Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Indy Metal Finishing, or visit their website at indymetalfinishing.com.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
I'm faster than you. Yeah, well, I'm gnarlier than you. I get more sideways. I'm louder. Much louder. I get wilder than you. You sure about that, bro?
Harder,
Slicker.
cooler, tougher. Let's go.
So what you got?
Go harder, faster, stronger with Rod End Supply. Whether you are running industrial, farming equipment, or a race car, Rod End Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products that will help you lead the field in performance. Our superior design means our rod ends last longer and perform better, giving you the edge on the track and saving you money. Contact Rod End Supply or order online today at rodendsupply.com. We don't just sell them, we race them. rodendsupply.com. Serving the racing community for over 30 years.
Welcome back to the broadcast here on FloRacing. Equipment has made its way off of the racing surface, so just about ready to get cars on track here for Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Looking ahead to the remainder of the 2025 schedule, of course, next weekend we head to Kansas and Texas, the return to the Dodge City Raceway Park this coming Friday night, and then we head down to Amarillo's Route 66 Motor Speedway. So Friday, October 17th, Dodge City Raceway Park. And then Saturday, we're down in Amarillo. Amarillo, $10,000 to win, and there is also a $2,000 bonus between the two tracks. Whoever has the most accumulated points between those two events will walk away with an extra $2,000. Of course, following that, the 2025 season wraps up for the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship at the 58th running of the Western World Championships. 40 drivers already pre-entered for the $35,000 to win affair. $7,500 to win on Friday night. It's $1,000 to start on Saturday. There's $15,000 in lap money. The leader going to get $250, $150 to second, and $100 to third place during Saturday's feature event. Also recently announced there is a dash on Saturday, and this will go in to establish the top 10 starting spots in the championship feature event. And the winner of that dash gets $5,000. A lot of money on the line down in the state of Arizona. Of course, that's all presented by Avante Windows and Doors, Apache Transport, Juco Superfoods, Buffalo Wild Wings, Busch Light, all great supporters of the Western world. Make sure and mark it on the calendar. And, of course, if you can't be there, you can see it all right here on FloRacing. After that, it's all about the midgets. We head into California in the month of November. Placerville Speedway will kick things off with 2 nights of racing on November 14th and 15th. The Hangtown 100. Plaza Park recently announced. That'll be at Visalia. That's a midweek show on November 19th. Thunderball on the 21st. Merced on the 22nd. Then Bakersfield at Kern Raceway. That will be on November 25th. And then, of course, it all wraps up at Ventura with the Turkey Night Grand Prix. That'll be on November 29th. That'll be the final race of the season for USAC National Circle Track Competition. Of course, you can find those schedules and more when you go online to USACRacing.com. Cars out to the Speedway for Dirt Draft Hot Lap Session number 1, staged along the front straightaway. Down to the bottom side of the racetrack, Justin Grant of Ione, California, the NOS Energy Drink, MPV Logistics, Top Industries, Kistler Maxim number 4. Lining up next to him, that is C.J. Leary to Greenfield, Indiana, the Curb Records, Kodiak Products, Team Arizona, Quebec, Virginia, Racing number 21. The 92, Chase Stockton at Fort Branch, Indiana, the Brown Brothers Excavating, Kistler DRC, Deadwig Meats, Lucas Oil Center number 92. And getting the push here on the front straightaway with a chance to lock up the title tonight, Kyle Cummins at Princeton, Indiana, driver of the Avant Toyotas Adores at Petty Performance, Stanton Mockwood Chassis number 3P. Saban Bybent firing here on the front straightaway out of Cincinnati, Ohio. The Epoxy Systems International, Glenn Farnes, J&D Chevrolet XXX number 98, coming off his first career top 10 run in USAC National Sprint Car Competition last night here during the Greg Staub Memorial. And Logan Seavey, the defending champion of the Fall Nationals, rolling into turn number 2 right now at Sutter, California, driver of the Mount Mechanical Contractors, Indy Power Sports, Carrington Homes, Forcheck Marketing, Abacus Racing number 57. Of course, as Drake talked about earlier with the NOS Energy Hoosier Trifecta, final night for that. And Logan Seavey stands to pick up an extra $10,000 bonus if he can win or finish third ahead of Justin Grant. Justin Grant with a chance to pocket an extra $20,000 with a win or a second-place run ahead of Logan Seavey. $10,000 bonus if he is third ahead of Logan Seavey. For those of you just joining us here on the FloRacing broadcast, of course, if Seavey and Grant finish second and third, they will split $10,000 between them. So a little bit extra money on the line here tonight. And again, a big thank you to NOS Energy Drink for their continued support, not only of the United States Auto Club, but also of the drivers that continue to make this series go up and down the road. As mentioned earlier, Grant leading the opening 3 revolutions in last night's feature event looked to be well on his way to victory. Unfortunately, on a restart, the car suddenly losing power. At first, it looked like maybe some sparks out of the back, but the culprit actually broken rockers on the engine of the number 4. They're able to swap that out, and a lot of damage on the top end of the engine when that happened. Said it actually caused the engine to kind of blow back up through the stacks, bent the butterflies. So far, it looks like maybe the damage all on the top side of the engine, but nevertheless having to swap that thing out and get ready to go tonight. So a win tonight, $20,000 could quickly turn into $40,000. For the driver of the number 4 if he can pull it off here tonight. Of course, Kyle Cummins, it was posted earlier. If he earns at least 50 points tonight, again, 50 points, that's the magical number, he can lock up the 2025 title here with the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship. Of course, victory lane last night for the Petty Performance number 3P. Winner here in the Fall Nationals back in 2022. He ran 4th in this event 1 year ago. 14 overall wins so far this season, 9 of those in USAC National Sprint Car Competition. 34 top 5s and 40 top 10s and 44 starts. His average finish on the year going into last night was 4.7. It's down to 4.6. Justin Grant was just over an average 5th place finish going into last night. Unfortunately, the DNF in the 21st place run, his average going to 6.35 on the season. Of course, 40 starts, 11 wins, 17 podiums, 27 top 5s, and 32 top 10 finishes. Saban Bybent in the number 98. 9th place finish last night was your Inferno Armor Fire Move of the Night recipient. Again, his first career top 10 run with the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship. 6-time starter here at Lawrenceburg with the USAC National Sprint Cars. Last year, ended up getting upside down here in the Fall Nationals. 8 starts and 1 top 10 on the season for Bybent. Of course, picking up a win here at Lawrenceburg, back with the Boss Series during the Dick Gaines Memorial. That was on September 27th. See how he fares here tonight. Logan Seavey in the 57 out of Southern California. Here on the front straightaway, the 92. Chase Stockin rolling through turns 3 and 4 right now, the Moose Racing entry. In the hunt for a win last night, ended up runner-up here. Of course, picked up that very memorable win during Indiana Sprint Week competition up at Terre Haute back on July 31st. When we were back at Terre Haute last week, they had just come out with a commemorative shirt, not only commemorating that win, but also his 500th career feature start with the series. Winner of the 2012 Fall Nationals, behind the wheel of the number 92 machine. So letting drivers kind of buzz through turns 3 and 4 a little bit before we set them loose for Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1. Again, drivers on track: Cummins, Leary, Grant, Seavey, Bybent, and Stockin. C.J. Leary here on the front straightaway. Ended up having to go to the end-of-middle finishing work area last night. Able to come back out and work his way back up to a 13th place finish. Pair of wins in Indiana Sprint Week competition with the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship. Also has a win with the Boss Series and a weekly win here in Lawrenceburg. Quick look at the Parallax Group passing master points for the season. Again, this is the season-long A-main points accumulated every time a driver advances position. Cale Drake sitting at 213. Briggs Danner at 144. Gunnar Setzer at 142. Kevin Thomas Jr. at 134. And C.J. Leary fifth at 132 times advancing position in A-main action so far this season in USAC National Sprint Car Competition. Look at the list of winners here in the Fall Nationals. 2007, Robert Ballou. 2008, Ballou going to victory lane again here. Of course, Robert, unfortunately, having to step out early on the season, suffering a back injury earlier this year. And looking forward to seeing him back behind the wheel when we head down to Florida for Winter Dirt Games. Talked about it yesterday, and if you missed the announcement, Winter Dirt Games brought to you by Yokohama Tire. Those dates have been announced. Volusia, February 9th and 10th. Ocala, February 11th through the 14th. And, of course, they'll have a practice at Ocala on the 8th before all that goes down from 2 to 4 in the afternoon. $24,000 point fund on that series of races as well. $12,000 to the winner, but definitely want to get it on your calendars now. Florida, a fine time to be in the month of February. Winter Dirt Games presented by Yokohama, February 9th through the 14th. Just about ready to let them loose here for Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1. And with that, the green lights come on. We're underway. Field will go into yellow flag conditions. They're going to let them roll the track a little bit here and then set them loose once again for Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1. Stockton so far the quickest driver on track at a 14.901. Byman a 14.998. Cal Cummins a 15.062. Justin Grant a 15.112. And CJ Leary a 15.174 with Logan Seavey at a 15.280. So again, wanting to let the drivers roll the track a little bit here and then set them loose one more time. See if we can get just a little bit more speed out of it before we go into Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 2. Looking back at last night's feature rundown, it was Kyle Cummins in victory lane. Chase Stocker was second. Jake Swanson in third. Logan Seavey in fourth. Ricky Lewis, your top 5 last night. Briggs Danner in sixth. Kevin Thomas Jr. crossing in seventh. Mitchell Moles was eighth. Saban Byman was ninth. And Gunnar Setzer rounded out your top 10. Todd Hobson in 11th last night. Kayla Rell was 12th. She was your Rod End Supply hard charger. C.J. Leary was 13th. Dustin Weber was 14th. Sean Westerfeld was 15th. Eric Gentry was 16th. Kyle Willis was 17th. Hayden Reinbold was 18th. Nate Carley was 19th. Kobe Simpson was 20th. And Justin Grant unofficially in 21st. Checker flag flies for Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1. The track picking up considerable speed. A 14.378 for Kyle Cummins, putting him atop of the charts right now. Justin Grant a 14.469. C.J. Leary a 14.541. Chase Stockton a 14.545. Saban Byman a 14.548. And Logan Seavey 14.698. So we'll have the push trucks come out, and they're going to roll just a little bit here, try to help widen the racetrack out before we go into our next session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Again, they got a lot of rain here throughout the early part of the week, and that's something they have been dealing with, trying to get some of that moisture worked up out of the racing surface, trying to do that without overpacking and causing it to just go slick and possibly risk taking rubber, but also not wanting it to be soft enough where you see cars really digging in and getting torn up. A very, very fine line in that regard, and a very, very tough process to try to work that in, especially when you're dealing with this much banking on a racetrack and trying to get the bottom where it'll come in without sacrificing the top, and vice versa. So as the trucks make a couple of laps here, we're going to step away for the broadcast. We'll be back to Lawrenceburg. Welcome back to the broadcast here on FloRacing. Cars making their way out now for Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 2. Just taking a little bit of time to let some of the push trucks roll the high side just a little bit more before we bring the cars back out to the racing surface. Now staging here along the front stretch. Getting a look down track side. Gunnar Setzer in the Midwest 2 Mill. Superior Ag, Davis Brothers, King Racing Products, Stanton Powered, AM Transport. The gear starts now, number 5G. The 75 joining us tonight, Glenn Saville at a Razorback, New South Wales, Australia. The Grassmere Performance Services at GPS Chevrolet Twister chassis number 75. The 19, that's Hayden Reinbold at the Gilbert, Arizona. Driver the AME Electrical Levante Windows Door, Stanton Spike number 19. Makes his way down to the bottom side of turn number 2. The 19AZ also on track. That is Mitchell Moles at a Raisin City, California. The AME Electrical, Massive Valley Transportation, number 19AZ. Last night's Honest Abe Roofing Quick Qualifier. 5T on the back straightaway. That's Jake Swanson at Anaheim, California. The Inland Rigging, Snake Enterprises, Daming Swanson, Skulls Raffling. Apache Transport, number 5T. Driver ended up going for a little bit of a tumble last night. Fortunately, bolt-on parts, a little bit of a dent into the cage, but not displacing it at all. Kobe Simpson at Bonham, Texas. The B-Town Automotive, Circle C Adventures, Canada DRC Chassis, tops up here by Quality Threads, number 21K. Saville last night up the road at Kokomo, coming down to join the party here tonight. Resides in the state of Iowa, if you follow Knoxville Raceway. For many years was a regular competitor at the Iowa Half Mile. Bringing the Grassmere Performance Services number 75 here tonight, making his Lawrenceburg Speedway debut. Was 15th last night at Kokomo. Said he was happy with the car, was able to roll forward. Moles in the 19 here on the front straightaway. A couple of wins on the season. Kokomo during Indiana Midget Week. That was back in June, and then going to Victory Lane at Paragon back of September 26. 10-time starter here at Lawrenceburg with the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship. He was second in this event 1 year ago. Field getting wound up and ready to get set loose here. Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 2 underway. Down into the 13-second bracket, Jake Swanson, 13.992, and he talked yesterday, the team really building a lot of confidence. It showed last night, and it continues here tonight, 13.992 for the driver of the number 5T in the Rolls Scaffolding number 5. Gunnar Setzer second quick at a 14.247. Mitchell Moles at a 14.307. Kyle Cummins at a 14.378, and Hayden Reinbold is fifth quick right now at a 14.425. Final flight of Dirt Draft Hot Laps making its way out onto the Speedway. The 98H coming to a stop here on the front straightaway. The Wedgwood Motorsports, Wilkie Orthodontics, Chevrolet DRC, number 98H. At a client, Victoria, Australia. That is Todd Hobson. Lining in next to him, that is Kevin Thomas Jr. at Coleman, Alabama. The Inferno Armor Majestic Electric, Factory Kane. Rocksteady Racing, number 3R. The 00 joining us tonight, the drivers out of Phoenix, Arizona, the Benz Asphalt, the Blind Man, Quick Time Electric, Dave Anderson, Owen Kistler, Maxon 00. That is Kyle Shipley. Kyle Shipley in the 00. Briggs Danner in Allentown, Pennsylvania, the E. Schneider & Sons Recycling, Oshucks Roasted Corn, Davis Brothers, Apache Transport, Hogue Racing Enterprise number 39 has made his way out onto the racing surface. So is Kayla Rail out of Dillsboro, Indiana, the Southern Insurance, Heavy Duty Truck and Transmission Services, Donut Spike number 4K. And the 2B coming to a stop here in the front straightway. The driver of Oxnard, California, the Honest Abe Roofing, Pendleton Farms, Bennick Enterprises, Claxon DRC number 2B. That is Ricky Lewis. Officials up on the high side of turns 3 and 4. Doing a little bit of artwork on the wall there, putting some stripes in to let the drivers know where the track ends and where the concrete begins. Lewis, for the third time in his career last night, going into 8-feature competition here with the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship, has wins here outside of USAC with the Boss Series last year. Currently second in CRA standings, presented by Avante Windows and Doors. RJ Johnson currently leading that series. Of course, they will be co-sanctioned with us during the Western World. Kayla Rell, a former weekly main event winner here in Sprint Car competition. Last night's Rana Supply Hard Charger got $150 from Rana Supply and an extra $144 from the friends and family of Greg Staub. Looking at the schedule for the USAC CRA Series presented by Avante Windows and Doors. Their last event, Ryan Burnell going to Victory Lane. That was in Mojave Valley back on October 4th. Next event for them coming up on the 18th. It'll be Paris Auto Speedway. And then, of course, they're joining us at Central Arizona Raceway for the Western World, October 24th and 25th. Back to Paris on November 1st and November 8th. We'll actually wrap up their 2025 season. So quite a few shows remain for the USAC CRA Series. RJ Johnson leading at 12:38. Ricky Lewis at 11:73. Austin Williams at 10:26. AJ Benner at 9:92. And Tommy Malcolm currently running at the top 5. 942 markers earned so far this season. Another one of our USAC Regional Series. That includes the East Coast Sprint Cars. Steven Dravicki currently leads that series, 819 markers. Ed Aiken currently sitting in second. Kevin Miller the third. Chris Allen Jr. and Ronald Helnick currently make up the top 5 with the USAC East Coast Sprint Cars. Last time that series was on track was yesterday, as a matter of fact. New Egypt Speedway up in New Jersey. Christian Bruno picking up the win with the USAC East Coast Series. The driver who started off his career dominating that series on track right now, Briggs Danner, number 39, a two-time champion of the USAC East Coast Sprint Cars, 29 career wins with that series. So crews finishing up arts and crafts on the concrete around the high side of the Lawrenceburg Speedway. So caution lights will go dark. We'll wind the field up and set them loose. Final flight of hot laps underway. Todd Hobson, quickest in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, the 2025 Paragon Speedway Track Champion, turning a 13.850. Kevin Thomas Jr. second quick at a 13.920. Jake Swanson at 13.992 is third quick. Briggs Danner at 14.035 is fourth quick. And Ricky Lewis ends up fifth quick at a 14.120. So coming up next, Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Honest Abe Roofing, America's reliable roofer, will present the Fast Qualifying Award for all three USAC national divisions throughout the 2025 season. Honest Abe has been installing, repairing, and maintaining residential roofs since 2005, and they want to give you the perfect roof to protect your home and keep you comfortable. Honest Abe provides the fastest service in the roofing industry, and they're supported the fastest driver in qualifications. Go to honestaberoofing.com today to schedule your free roof inspection. One car at a time out to the Speedway, 2 laps to establish your Honest Abe Roofing qualifying time. Of course, the driver who is the quickest gets that extra $150. Last night, for the 14th time in 2025, Mitchell Moles was your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier. The quick qualifying time last night was a 13.836 second lap. And we'll kick things off with last night's feature winner at Princeton, Indiana. Driver the Avante Unos Norris Premier Recycling, Apache Transport, Petty Performance, Stanton-powered Mach 1 number 3P. This is Kyle Cummins. Kyle Cummins in the 3P. He'll come around, he'll break the beam and start the clock. 26 career starts here at Lawrenceburg with the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship. He was 4th in the Fall Nationals 1 year ago. Of course, went to victory lane in this event in 2022. Comes around on his opening lap at a 13.967, 13.967 seconds. He'll set the mark here on lap number 1. Cummins in the 3P. We mentioned earlier with a shot to lock up the 2025 title before we head west here tonight. He'll come around lap number 2 and improve 13.762. 13.762 seconds. Kyle Cummins with the mark to beat here in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Next driver out to the Speedway comes to you out of Greenfield, Indiana. Driver the Curb Records, Kodiak Products, Apache Transport, Oakcraft, Elegant Cabinetry, Team Arizona, Quebec Racing, One-Way DRC number 21AZ. This is CJ Leary. CJ Leary in the number 21, a 3-time winner on the season, twice in Silver Crown, and then, of course, picking up the win at Circle City during Indiana Sprint Week as a 33-time starter here at Lawrenceburg with the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship. Trying to improve, and last year was a 24th place finish in the 2024 Fall Nationals. Comes around lap number 1, a 14.064, 14.064 seconds for CJ Leary. 13th last night after having to go to the Indy Metal finishing work area. Picking up Indiana Sprint Week wins as well as Boston weekly wins here at Lawrenceburg. Comes around better in lap number 2 at 13.916, 13.916 seconds for CJ Leary, currently second quick. Engine problem sidelining him last night, 3 laps into the feature event. Looking to bounce back in a big way here tonight at Devine, California. The NOS Energy Drink, MPV Logistics, Top Industries, Indy Custom Sewn, Kistler Max at number 4. This is Justin Grant. Justin Grant in the number 4. 16 wins across all 3 divisions of the United States Auto Club in the 2025 season. Finished 7th here 1 year ago in the Fall Nationals. Of course, a Fall Nationals winner in 2018 and 2023. A 7-time winner in USAC National Sprint Car Competition comes around. Lap number 1, second quick at a 13.853, 13853 seconds. 11 overall wins in his career here at Lawrenceburg. 3 are the wins with the Boss Series and a weekly win. For Justin Graham, brings it off at turn number 4. Lap number 2, does he improve? He does on time, not position. Close, 9 thousandths off of the pace of Kyle Cummins. Justin Graham, 13.771. Victory lane 1 year ago for this driver at Sutter, California. Job of the Mount Mechanical Contractors, Indy Power Sports, Carrington Homes, Indy Custom Sewn, CGCPA, Sport Check Marketing, Abacus Racing, Stanton DRC number 57. This is Logan Seavey. Logan Seavey in the number 57. Also a 3-time winner in Indiana Sprint Week competition here. 6 overall wins, including a Midget Week win in 2021. Weekly wins a part of that count as well for Logan Seavey. Lap number 1 for the driver, the number 57. He will come around third quick at a 13.868, 13.868 for Logan Seavey. 4th place finish last night during the Greg Staub Memorial. The 2024 Series champion going to make his way around here. Lap number 2, checkered flag doth fall on Seavey. And lap number 1 will be his better attempt. Lap number 2 is a 13.885, a 13.868 on lap number 1. Next driver onto the Speedway out of Cincinnati, Ohio, picking up the win with the Boss Series here back on September 27th. Driver of the Epoxy Systems International, Glenn Farrs, J&D Chevrolet, Triple X Chassis. Signs by Trey, Bybent Landscaping, number 98. This is Sabin Bybent. Sabin Bybent in the number 98. Comes around to start the clock. Indiana Sprint Week competition finished 6th in the Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. Last night, 9th here. 8 starts and 1 top 10 on the season for the driver. The number 98 comes around 5th quick with a 14.236, 14236 seconds for the driver of the number 98. 6-time starter in USAC competition here at Lawrenceburg. Finished 25th last year. Got upside down early in the running of the feature event. Comes around lap number 2. Bybent improves on time, 13.978. Still 5th at a 5 for the Ohio racer. Onto the track now. He's at a Fort Branch, Indiana. Driver of the Brown Brothers Excavating, Daywood Meats, Lucas Oil Center, Superior Tank and Trailer, SNC Machining, the Machine and Tool, Moose Racing, Kistler DRC number 92. This is Chase Stockin. Chase Stockin in the number 92. A 35-time starter here in Lawrenceburg with the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship. Winner of the 2012 Fall Nationals. Finished 4th in this event 1 year ago. Runner-up finished last night in contention and in the hunt for the win in the late stages. Wasn't able to get the run he needed, though, to get by the number 3P. Brings it around here on lap number 1. And Stockin, he's going to turn a 14.328, 14.328, 6 quick for the Moose Racing number 92. Hauls it off into turns 3 and 4. We'll see if he can find a little bit more speed here. Second time by, onto the cushion hard, onto the front straightaway. And he finds some more speed, but still 6 quick, a 14.117 for Chase Stockin. Kyle Cummins, the driver, they're still chasing. A 13.762 second lap is the mark to beat. Making his Lawrenceburg Speedway debut at Razorback, New South Wales, Australia. Currently resides in the state of Iowa. Driver the Grassmere Performance Services at GPS Chevrolet Twister chassis number 75. This is Glenn Saville. Glenn Saville in the number 75. Former weekly competitor up at the Knoxville Raceway in Knoxville, Iowa. A little bit of a bobble there in turns 1 and 2. His last USAC start during the Corn Belt Clash presented by Avante Windows and Doors, a 22nd place finish for the Australian racer. 6-time starter between Knoxville and Huset's Speedway. Comes around lap number 1, 7th quick at a 15.491. Last night up the road at Kokomo Speedway, ran 15th in that feature event. On the season overall, 3 top 5s and 9 top 10 finishes for the driver of the number 75. As he comes around, lap number 2 is better, 14.821, still 7th quick for Glenn Saville. Gunnar Setzer next out to the Speedway at Columbus, Indiana. Driver of the Midwest 2 Mill, Superior Ag, Davis Brothers, SNC Machine, King Racing Products, Stanton Power, Flea RC Chassis, Chrome Dome, AN Transport. The gear starts now. AMSOIL Pipeline Transportation, number 5G. Comes around to start the clock in the KO Motorsports, number 5G. 3-time starter here at Lawrenceburg, finished 10th in the Justin Owen Memorial and 11th during Indiana Sprint Week last night with a 10th place finish during the Greg Staub Memorial. His father, the 2000 Lawrenceburg Speedway track champion, doing so in the Staub number 44 machine. Setzer coming around 6 quick in his opening lap at a 14.049 second lap. 43 starts on the season, a pair of top 5s in Knoxville and Circle City, and 19 top 10 finishes for the 5G. Setzer coming around better on lap number 2, still 6 quick, 14.025. The Reinbold Underwood Motorsports, AME Electrical, Massivella Transportation, Kaiser Stanton Spike, number 19 AZ at Raisin City, California. On the clock now, this is Mitchell Moles. Mitchell Moles in the 19 AZ. Last night's Honest Abe Roofing Quick Qualifier. One more tonight, and he ties the all-time season record. Kevin Thomas Jr. holds that at 15 in a single season. 2 wins on the season, Indiana Midget Week at Kokomo, and then, of course, picking up the win at Paragon back on September 26th. He's a 10-time starter here in Lawrenceburg with the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship. Finished second in this event 1 year ago, goes 7th quick on his opening lap at a 14.054, 14.054 seconds for Mitchell Moles. 18th last night here in Lawrenceburg. Brings her off a turn number 4. And second time by, better, 4th quick at a 13.872, 13.872 seconds. Mitchell Moles up into the top 5. A lot of confidence coming into the weekend, and it showed last night for the driver of Anaheim, California, driver of the Inland Rigging, Snake Enterprises at Daming Swanson, Rolls Scaffolding, Burris Racing, Fine Line Drafting, Apache Transport, Dirt Roots Digital, number 5T. This is Jake Swanson and the number 5T. 10th driver out to the Speedway to qualify. Win earlier this season with the USAC CRA Series back in February at Mojave Valley. Last night, 3rd place finish here at Lawrenceburg. 13 top 5, 31 top 10 finishes so far this season. Goes 6th quick in his opening lap at a 13.960, 13.960 seconds. Ran 13th during the 2024 edition of the Fall Nationals. His best run here, a 2nd in 2021 and 2023 during Indiana Sprint Week. Comes around 2nd lap slower, 14.008, a 13.960 on his opening lap will be his best attempt. Getting upside down last night, but able to piece the car back together at Bonham, Texas. The B-Town Automotive Circle C Adventure, Simpson Performance Horses, tops up here by Quality Thread, Scorpion Racewear, Canada DRC, number 21K. This is Kobe Simpson, and the number 21K. Picking up a win at Lawton Speedway with Elite Non-Wing Series back in August. Last night, his first feature start here in Lawrenceburg, got upside down about right there as Nate Carley lost power in front of him, and he pretty much had nowhere to go, just had to kick the car sideways to keep him running through him. His opening lap is a 14.415. A little bit of damage to the frame, but nothing taking it out of square. A lot of parts and pieces, front axle and other bolt-on parts. They're able to get it put back together and underway here tonight. Ended up being scored 20th in last night's Greg Staub Memorial. Second time around is better on time, still 10th quick at a 14.403. Hayden Reinbold next onto the Speedway at Gilbert, Arizona. The Reinbold Underwood Motorsports, AME Electrical, Indy Race Parts, Avanti Windows Door, Stanton Spike, number 19. Picking up his first career USAC National win with the Midgets up at Eldora. That was back on September 18th. 5-time starter here at Lawrenceburg with the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship, 20th in last year's Fall Nationals. His best run here at 9th during Indiana Sprint Week was 18th last night. Another driver that took a little bit of a tumble over in turn number 4. Comes around lap number 1, 10th quick at a 14.259, 1.4259 seconds. 43 starts, 5 top 5s, and 15 top 10 finishes on the season for Hayden Reinbold. As he makes his way through turn 3, off at turn number 4, kicks her up into the cushion, checkered flag going to fall, and he'll find some more speed, a 14.129, still 10th quick for Hayden Reinbold. 13th driver out to the Speedway out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. Driver of the East Snyder & Sons Recycling, Oshucks Roasted Corn, Boulevard Truck Repair, Apache Transport, Davis Brothers, Ryder DRC, Hogue Racing Enterprise, number 39. This is Briggs Danner. And the number 39 comes around to start the clock. Of course, winner in the 2024 Greg Staub Memorial. 6th place last night in that event. Last year, 3rd attempt at the start. Ended up getting upside down in turns 1 and 2. Was scored 23rd in the feature event. Comes around on his opening lap. And he'll stop the clock. 11th quick at a 14.217, 1.4217 seconds for Briggs Danner on lap number 1. 43 starts, 4 wins, 16 top 5s, and 27 top 10 finishes on the season. For the driver, the number 39 comes around lap number 2, and he'll go to 9th quick at the 14.026, 14.026 seconds for Briggs Danner. Last night's Rada Supply Hard Charger out to the Speedway at Dillsboro, Indiana. Former weekly winner here back in 2024. The Southern Insurance, Don Powered Spike Chassis, Heavy Duty Truck and Transmission Services, Clark's Home Service, Industrial Hydraulics Incorporated, Next Gen Builders, Blood Lubricants, number 4K. This is Kayla Rell. And the number 4K has made the main event 6 times with the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship. 1 Fall National starts last year, finished 16th. 24 starts and 1 top 10 on the season for the driver. The number 4K comes around 14 quick in her opening lap at a 14.876, 1.4876 seconds for Kayla Rell on lap number 1. 12th last night, looking back to Eldora with an 18th place run. Comes around lap number 2. Better 13th at a 14.505. 14.505 seconds. Second time around for Carrell. On to the Speedway now. He comes to you out of Oxnard, California, driving the Honest Abe Roofing, Claxton Power, DRC Chassis, Pendleton Farms, Bennick Enterprises, John and Cheryl Long, Hoosier Tire, riding with Frank and Marilyn Benning, 2B, racing number 2B. This is Ricky Lewis. Ricky Lewis in the number 2B. Comes around to start the clock. A 15-time winner on the season outside of USAC National Competition, 8 with the USAC CRA Series, 3 with USCS in California. Midwest is Circle City, GLTS, Boston, a weekly win at Paragon. Still in search of that national win, though. Comes around lap number 1, a 14.245, 1.4245 seconds for Ricky Lewis on lap number 1. 12th quick for the driver of the number 2B. 5th place last night here at Lawrenceburg. 22 starts, 4 top 5s, and 7 top 10 finishes. For Lewis, comes around second time by. Better, 11th quick at a 14.125, 14.125 seconds for Ricky Lewis. 16th driver out to qualify at Coleman, Alabama, driving the Inferno Armor, Rock City Racing, Majestic Electric, Factory K, Indigo Strap Motors, Lucas Oil Center, Stanton Mach 1 chassis number 3R. This is Kevin Thomas Jr. Kevin Thomas Jr. in the number 3R. 6 wins on the season, 4 of those with the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship, and 44 starts with 16 top 5s and 34 top 10 finishes during the 2025 season. KTJ coming around 3rd quick in his opening lap at a 13.811. 12th in last year's Fall Nationals. Winner in this event 3 times, 2017, 2019, and 2021. He's a 6-time USAC National Sprint Car winner here at Lawrenceburg. Comes around second time, quick time at a 13.663, 13.663 seconds. Kevin Thomas Jr., top of the boards here in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Joining the action here tonight out of Phoenix, Arizona, driving the Benz Asphalt, Dave Anderson-owned B&B Farms, Quick Time Electric, the Blind Man, Kistler Maxim 00. This is Kyle Shipley. Kyle Shipley in the 00. Weekly win up at Honest Abe Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway back in April this season. A 3-time starter here in Lawrenceburg during Sprint Week. He ran 8th in July, his best career run with the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship here in Lawrenceburg. Goes 7th quick in his opening lap at a 13.936, 13.936 seconds. His last outing with the War Series during the Hockin McMillan Memorial, a 4th and a 3rd place finish back at Lucas Oil Speedway in September. Comes around lap number 2, 4th quick at a 13.822, 13.822 seconds for Kyle Shipley. And the final driver out to qualify, he was the quickest in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, driver of the Wilkie Orthodontics, Chevrolet Powered DRC Wedgwood Motorsports, Drew Fab, Easy Print number 98H. This is Todd Hobson. Todd Hobson in the 98H. He'll break the beam and start the clock here. A 2-time winner on the season at Paragon in local competition. Of course, picked up the 2025 track championship by 8 points. 11th place run last time for the driver of the number 98H. Coming around in his opening lap at a 13.93. 13.933 for the 98. Right rear up over the cushion. Thought he was going to grab the concrete for a second. That does slow him up just a little bit. 13.995. 8th quick for the driver of the number 98. As that'll wrap up Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. 5th quick tonight was Logan Seavey. 4th quick was Kyle Shipley. 3rd quick was Justin Grant. 2nd quick was Kyle Cummins. And your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier at Coleman, Alabama, the Inferno Armor, Majestic Electric, Factory K, Lucas Oil Center, Rock City Racing, Mach 1 number 3R race fans. Give him a hand, Kevin Thomas Jr. All the way down to the 45th round of the season to be your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier. First time this season, 41st time in his career that he has been your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier. A 13.663 for the driver of the number 3R. Kyle Cummins against 2nd quick, Justin Grant 3rd, Kyle Shipley 4th, Logan Seavey 5th. Mitchell Moles was 6th quick, CJ Leary 7th, Todd Hobson 8th, Jake Swanson, and Sabin Biben making up the top 10, separated by 0.315 seconds. Kevin Thomas Jr., the 12th different driver to be an Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier. Of course, Mitchell Moles leads in that statistic at 14 times on the season. The driver he's trying to tie and possibly overtake for the single-season record is tonight's Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier. Logan Seavey has been your quick qualifier on 8 occasions this year. Justin Grant with 5, Dason Persley at 4, Briggs Danner, C.J. Leary, and Kyle Cummins each a pair of quick qualifying times. Hayden Reinbold, Kel Drake, Brady Bacon, Carson Garrett, and now Kevin Thomas Jr. on that list. So we'll bring Kevin Thomas up here to the base of the flag stand, and he'll get to work with Christy Bemis here in just a little bit. Before we get into opening ceremonies, looking at the running order of events here, we'll have the vintage cars come out for a little bit. Talked about a little bit earlier, but the Western World coming up October 24th and 25th. Central Arizona Raceway down in Casa Grande, Arizona, October 24th and 25th. They practice also on the 23rd, and there's going to be all kinds of good fun, pit party and everything following that. Of course, all brought to you by Avante Windows Doors, Apache Transport, AME Electrical, Juco Superfoods, Buffalo Wild Wings, Busch Light. $35,000 win, $1,000 to start, an extra $15,000 in lap money. The $5,000 to win dash on Saturday, so a ton of money up for grabs. 40 drivers already pre-entered. And, of course, make sure and follow along on our social media feeds as they have been putting out that list every few days, getting it updated and putting it out there, and you'll get to see just the absolute staggering amount of drivers that are going to be there. And, of course, they will be joined by the Wingless 360 division, that division utilizing the ASCS 360 engines. So a couple of drivers talking about maybe doubling up down there to go at it and have a little bit more fun. Friday of the Western World on the 410 side is $7,500 to win. So again, it just keeps getting better and better the closer we get. CentralArizonaRaceway.com for more information. You can order your tickets online, Ticket Spice, or at the front gate. As he'll start to make his way up onto the stage here at the base of the grandstands, race fans, give him a hand. Kevin Thomas Jr. down to Christie.
How about it for his first Honest Abe Roofing qualifying fast time of the 2025 season here at the Lawrenceburg Speedway. And KT last night only got to put 1 lap away. Is this some redemption for you tonight?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, I feel like we got a good race car, and obviously our engines run. We just had a little bit of mishap there in qualifying, and it happens. And it kind of set us back. You know, we didn't win our heat race, and you know, had to start whatever it was, a couple rows back from where we originally qualified. So, you know, I don't want Mitchell to catch my record, so I guess the only way to solve that is just go quick time. So, you know, I'm super proud of the guys. You know, we've been working on some stuff and changed some things for this weekend. We kind of started at Eldora and hit on some stuff, and, you know, we were good, then not good, then, you know, we kind of figured out what it likes. So, you know, I'm super comfortable, and, you know, I think they got a great racetrack tonight too. So, you know, I see a bunch of people up in the stands. We appreciate it, and we'll go try to win one.
Talk about the surface, and you went out late there and really had to commit to the top side of Lawrenceburg Speedway. Did you have to push the boundaries there just a little bit? Yeah,
this place is sketchy. But, you know, we got a good, stable race car, so it's not as intimidating as maybe what it looks or what it sounds. But, you know, whenever you got a good race car, you can kind of go and be maneuverable and do the things that you need to do for those 2 laps. So, you know, but it's pretty smooth out there, and you know, we got a good car, so there's not much to complain about.
Maneuverability there for Kevin Thomas Jr. He's your Honest Abe Roofing fast qualifier of tonight's Fall Nationals. $20,000 on the line when it comes down to our 30-lap main event coming up later on.
So KTJ down from the stage, making his way back to the pit area. I said they're going to roll the track a little bit. We'll have the vintage cars making their way out to turn a couple of laps. Chad, you guys had some really cool cars on display down there. There was one that caught your eye in particular.
Yes, Brian, the Formula V. Let me tell you a little bit about this Formula V. If you got a chance to check out the vintage cars in the Midway area as you entered the main gate, based on a pre-1963 Volkswagen Beetle, this was right behind, or right across from the USAC trailer there. 1,200 cc engine, 35 horsepower, 4-speed transmission, Back in 1964, it won the very first ever Formula V race, SCCA road race. And Jay Wolf is here tonight going to be driving that car. Very cool. It almost looks like a, I don't know, like a little go-kart there, but said it'll do about 80 miles an hour, 35 horsepower. But lots of cool cars that were on display there. Hopefully you folks had a chance to check them out in the Kroger Midway as you enter the Lawrenceburg Speedway. A couple quick shout-outs here. Special thanks to MTCI Technologies that is high atop the Lawrenceburg Speedway Suites next to the press box here. Track sponsors and supporters of the Lawrenceburg Speedway. Also, a shout-out to Hollywood Casino for supporting the Lawrenceburg Speedway here tonight and throughout the 2025 season. Of course, season coming down to an end here with our Fall Nationals being run here tonight and then next Saturday scheduled for something new that we're trying. Of course, we rained out from July. The Night of Destruction is now turned into the Day of Destruction next Saturday.
What all does that entail?
Monster trucks, school buses, destruction of all sorts.
I just didn't know what all you were bringing out here.
You know, it's like every time I think of like the Day of Destruction, you kids $5.
I was going to say
Sunday.
Our seat's still $10. That was the voice I grew up with.
Yes. So that's exciting. But if you're not doing anything next Saturday, or if you want to plan to do something, join us next Saturday. I believe 2:30 p.m. Saturday afternoon. Well, it's that Saturday afternoon. We're not used to running Saturday afternoon, of course. So it should be a fun night or afternoon into the early evening here. And scrappers. Yes, scrappers have been added to the event schedule. Scrappers kind of like Hornets, but not like Hornets. So Hornets actually have a roll cage. Scrappers do not have a roll cage.
Is this like the 24-hour lemons type thing?
Could be.
Nice.
We're about to see it. So these scrapper cars have to be either 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder. There's no roll cage.
They sound scrappy.
Man. I don't know how to outdo that one there. But no, they I was hearing about them. I've never seen the scrappers. I know race up at Circle City. Hear about them up there, but 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder cars pretty much all stock, which in my opinion that's the way Hornets were supposed to be.
So knock the glass out, no plastic, no trim.
Yeah, you're allowed to have windshields.
Okay.
But it's not technically I think it sounds scary. But
support your local junkyard is what you're saying.
Yeah. So you might see
the Facebook Marketplace is calling you.
Yeah. I know. Yes, and they're
they're not even on the track. They're
actually going to be on the
apron.
Yes, on the apron of the track. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be like a.
Are there any tires inside the shrubs? Maybe.
Well.
We know groundhogs reside in the infield. We may not have any by the time we're done.
It gives them a good idea, though, doesn't it?
Ooh, here we go.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the Midwest Vintage Race Car Club has made their way to the racetrack, and that Formula V that I was just talking about, that red and white 123 is that Formula V that we were just talking about here. But we'll try to go ahead, and they are just coming out here just to kind of run some parade laps here. There isn't actually going to be a full structured racing event. You have drivers of all ages. There's a gentleman out there that is over 90 years old driving the vintage cars here. Let's see. I'll go ahead and try to give you a rundown of what I was told. The 69 car of Danny Nelson is a super modified. That's the white and red. Super modified. He's hauling down the back straightaway there. The 73 right here on the front straightaway, Carl Root. Carl Root is in a Champ car, a 1966 Champ car there. And the 15 is R.W. Knoll. R.W. Knoll in a 1980 Champ car. And what do we have coming right down here on the front straightaway? The 13 is Jay Biddle. Jay Biddle, that is a Super 6, a 1960 Super 6. I'm not very familiar with what a Super 6 is. And there's the other Formula V, that blue. I believe that's Charles Austinball. Charles Austinball. They're, of course, VW powered there. So 4 is a sprint car, a 1986 sprint car. That's Scott Hermanson. The 51 car out there is Dickie Phillips. Dickie Phillips in the 51 car. That's a 1974 sprint car. So they were talking when they had their drivers meeting. They were kind of mentioning, there's the 75. The 75 is Seth Wilkerson. That's a good-looking car. That's a 1980 sprint car. We're mentioning they don't pass each other on the racetrack on the left-hand side. They only pass each other on the right-hand side. You only see passes going on the right-hand side there. So again, the Midwest Vintage Race Car Club. And you can find out information on Facebook, on the World Wide Web. And they do about 10 to 12 shows a year, they say, per season. Yeah, got one slowing in turn 2. Looks like the 13 of Jay Biddle. They were kind of concerned if the cars may overheat a little bit, so not sure that's the issue on the 13 of Jay Biddle, but our push truck is behind him. And so again, not actually racing here, just doing kind of some parade laps here, kind of as the only quote-unquote support class here tonight for the Lawrenceburg Speedway Fall Nationals. Opening ceremonies coming up in just a few moments, as it looks like they are pushing the 13 of Jay Biddle off the racetrack. We will see these cars one more time this evening. And it looks like they have pushed that car off the racetrack. And some of them will kind of pick up some speed there. So you got lots of different types of vintage race cars that you see out here. You got some sprint cars. A couple champ cars that are out there. The champ car is that 15 car and also the 73 car that's out there. The champ car looks a little bit longer than the sprint car there. That 4 is a sprint car. The 75 also a sprint car. Remember those Formula V cars. Those are pretty cool. I'd like to seen those in action. Mostly doing road racing, I was told. So there's 2 of those Formula V cars, that red one in the 123 and then the blue with the white number 6 and the yellow wheels. The guy's moving pretty good in the 75 car. Again, that 75 car, that is Seth Wilkerson. That's a 1980 sprint car. It's a Stanton chassis. Chevrolet 360 power plant. And white flag comes out for the 75. of Seth Wilkerson. They'll go around one more time and throw the checkered flag, and this will be the completion of session number 1 for the Midwest Vintage Race Car Club cars. And you can see driver waving at the fans as he comes across the start-finish line there. That's something you don't see every day, especially for some of our younger fans. You may not have recognized some of the cars, but these are obviously vintage race cars that guys like Tom Wilson up here says that he remembers back in 1965. Super modified, that number 69, super modified that he saw. So how about a big round of applause for our Midwest Vintage Race Car Club participants out here tonight. Mentioned they'll come back one more time for a short stint following our sprint car heat races. And opening ceremonies will be coming up in just a few moments. We'll head on down to the main grandstand stage for opening ceremonies.
So a little bit before we go into opening ceremonies here on the FloRacing broadcast, we'll step away for a moment. We'll be back.
Get your kicks on Route 66. For the first time ever, the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship is coming to Route 66 Motor Speedway in Amarillo, Texas. Save the date for Saturday night, October 18th, as a series races for a $10,000 top prize in its debut at the 3/8-mile High-Main Clay Oval located in the Texas Panhandle. It's open on race day at noon Central, with front gates opening at 4:30 and cars on track at 6. Advance tickets are now on sale at Route66Motorspeedway.net. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo by night. Witness the best of the best in USAC racing duke it out in the Lone Star State on Saturday, October 18th. Be there.
Whatever you drive, however you drive. AMSOIL specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicles, so you can work hard and play hard with confidence. Order online at AMSOIL.com.
Car IQ Pay allows people to pay for all vehicle expenses without a credit card or a fuel card. As an all-in-one payment solution, Car IQ Pay takes care of every step of the fueling journey, from station routing to payment and fraud prevention to simplification to back-end reconciliations. Drivers can find the nearest fuel station right on the app's fuel map, or even filter locations based on their preferred merchant or fuel type. It's seamless. Just a quick enter of the pump number and you're ready to fuel up. Car IQ Pay generates an automatic virtual receipt that enters into a single transaction ledger, giving fleet operators a complete simplified view of their total spend. What's even more, Car IQ Pay gathers vehicle data to give fleets complete transparency into their fleet, from route behavior to overall share of wallet. Car IQ, the better way for fleets to pay. Find out more at gocariq.com.
Honest Abe Roofing is America's favorite roofing company.
They took the time to discuss all of our needs.
I couldn't be happier with my new roof.
The best part? They came in under budget.
Honest Abe Roofing helped us with their easy payment solutions, and now we can make low payments on the roof that we actually wanted.
I guarantee you'll get the best price for your roof. That's what my ironclad lowest investment guarantee is all about.
Race fans, use code RACE for 10% off of a full roof replacement from our executive collection.
Our summer block party is in full swing at Lou Fuse Kia Terre Haute. Celebrate summer with incredible deals like the all-new K4, $199 a month, new Sportage, $239 a month, or new Telluride, $379 a month, all backed by Fuse. Celebrate and save at our summer block party. K4's $199, Sportage's $239, Telluride's $379 at Lou Fuse Kia Terre Haute, home of the 200,000-mile warranty. Lou Fuse, we are family.
There's a moment behind the wheel of what I've built where power overrides gravity, and I hit that zero moment. Zero doubts, zero fear, zero competition. No rule or mold I can't break. And limits, absolutely zero. And there's a NOS zero sugar to get me there.
Hey, are you caught in the tariff trap, rising costs, and unpredictable delays? Well, it's time to reshore, reclaim, and reinvent with Parallax Group Incorporated. With over 30 years of expertise, we deliver high-quality assembly and manufacturing solutions right here in North America. Our strategically located facility near the U.S. border ensures faster distribution and reduced logistics costs. Experience efficiency, control, and excellence in every product. Parallax Group Incorporated, quality assembly processes in North America.
Power up your ride with True Brand Fuel Joules, the only time-release fuel treatment on the market. Fuel Joules cleans and lubricates while restoring power and performance, and its patented time-release formula increases fuel economy by up to 7%, saving you money at the pump, tank full after tank full. Plus, Fuel Joules races for a cause. We partner with the National Breast Cancer Foundation to fund life-saving early detection screenings for women in need. Visit TrueBrandProducts.com to get your bottle today.
Welcome back to the broadcast here on FloRacing. It is the Fall Nationals here at Lawrenceburg Speedway. 20,000 win here tonight. The final round of competition here in the state of Indiana for the 2025 season. After tonight, we head west. Kansas, Texas, Arizona, then California. But now to the business at hand. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for tonight's invocation and national anthem? Before we get into our invocation, we would ask that you keep families in your thoughts and your prayers. Steve Phillips, a 19-time USAC National Sprint Car winning car owner, drivers like Dave Darlin and Jason McDougall, as well as Gary Howard, a USAC Silver Crown and National Midget winning car owner, drivers like Leland McSpadden, Randy Tolsma, all piloting his machines. These two car owners going to be with the Lord. We ask that you would keep them in your prayers, their families, their friends, and at this time observe a moment of silence out of respect for these families. And down trackside to Chad.
Ladies and gentlemen, for tonight's invocation, please help me welcome USAC Chaplain Tim Spillman.
Can we pray? Father God, once again, we pause and we thank you for all your blessings and all of your love that you give to each and every one of us. We thank you for the opportunity of being here at Lawrenceburg Speedway. And Lord, we thank you for your Son that gave his life on Calvary for each and every one of us. I ask you to bless each and every home that's represented. Thank you for all the talent that you've given to these drivers, crews, and officials. Keep them all safe. Father, we thank you that we can live in a country where we can assemble like we're doing tonight because of all the military that's standing around this world and on our shores to keep that freedom for us. And Father, I ask you to bless them, bless and bring them all home safe very soon. Keep your hand on each and every one of us. Bless each and every venue that they would put on here at Lawrenceburg Speedway. May it prosper in every way. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
If you would remain standing, you can face the American flag, which is on the flagpole in between turns 3 and 4. We always invite you to sing along for the playing of our national anthem.
Much, ladies and gentlemen, the opening heat race of the night getting ready to make its way out to the Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, when you roll into a USAC National Sprint Car event, you know you roll among the best in the business. And when you roll into Lawrenceburg, you know you better have them belts cinched tight and ready to roll. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the Fall Nationals? Field stage out to the front straightaway. Car IQ Heat Race number 1, 8 times around for the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship. Lineup set to roll to the green like this. Driver on the poles out of Bonham, Texas. Driver of the Beattown Automotive Circle C Adventures candidate DRC. Kevin Simpson, number 21K. It's going to be Kobe Simpson. Outside row number 1, you'll find Chase Stockton at Fort Branch, Indiana. The Brown Brothers Excavating Daywig meets Lucas Oil Center Kistler DRC. Moose Racing number 92. Second row from the inside out of Cincinnati, Ohio. The Epoxy Systems International. J&D Chevrolet Triple X Chassis. Bybin Landscaping. Wedgwood Motorsports number 98. It'll be Sabin Bybin. And next to him, that'll be C.J. Leary at Greenfield, Indiana. The Curb Records Kodiak Products Team Arizona. Kerbic Janian Racing. Oakcraft Elegant Cabinetry number 21 AZ. Kyle Shipley to Phoenix, Arizona. The Benz Asphalt. The Blind Man. Quick Time Electric. B&B Farms 00. He will go from 5th and from 6th. You'll find Kevin Thomas Jr. to Coleman, Alabama. The Inferno Armor. Majestic Electric. Rock City Racing. Stanton Mach 1 Chassis number 3. As that'll be your scheduled lineup for Car IQ Heat Race number 1 of 3 tonight with the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship. So Simpson in the 21, mentioned earlier, a little bit of a kerfuffle over in turn number 4, getting upside down. Nate Carley, his car suddenly losing power in the middle of turns 3 and 4, and there was a good 3-car battle going on there between the 4K of Kayla Rell, the 14C, as well as the 21K, and unfortunately when Carley lost power, getting into the back of the 14C, and his choice was either use him as a ramp or pitch the car, taking the better option and kind of pitching the car in there and trying to avoid causing even more damage.
Yeah, unfortunately, they were able to get things patched back up and put back together here tonight. So really good to see them get everything flipped around in that short amount of time that they had to work on it.
Cars rolling, getting a little bit of heat. Let's check him at Drake.
Thank you so much, Brian. Talked about Kyle Shipley slated to roll from the inside of row number 3 in Car IQ Heat Race number 1. He was not in action last night, but as a matter of fact was here in the grandstands taking in all the racing action. And you talked about the good runs he had at Lucas Oil Speedway during the Jesse Hawkett McMillan Memorial. 2 really solid runs inside the top 5, one of them being a podium in this car owned by Dave Anderson. And while Shipley is still somewhat foreign to this race car, he is not foreign to working with Dave Anderson. They normally work together on Kyle Shipley's 0G that we normally see racing around the Midwest. And not to mention Kyle Shipley, he could be a sneaky contender here tonight. He's had some good speed here in local and regional action over the past few years. And not to mention, too, finally got that first Indiana Sprint Car win earlier this year at Honest Abe Roofing Lincoln Park Speedway. So he has carried that momentum over the course of the season in a really good qualifying effort. Talked to Kyle in the pits after Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. He thought they had a better race car than 4th place in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. All he's got to do is make it through this heat race scot-free, and he's got a really good starting spot for the feature event. Should line up to the inside of row number 2, but they are very confident in that 00 pit here tonight, so keep your eyes on Shipley, Brian and Christy.
Well, if his qualifying run was any indication, certainly they are. Right now, awaiting word on the 21K of Kobe Simpson, just talking about how the crew was able to get that car put back together. They're having a little bit of a struggle getting it out to the racetrack, so right now, talking with officials down in the push lane to see if he is going to be able to make his way out or not.
And so sometimes when they get upside down, there are things that don't go wrong right away after that. It takes a little bit of moving and shaking for them to fall out of place or for things to not go quite right. So it could have been a hot lap qualifying situation until they found whatever issue that they might be working through right now.
Think about a hard workout. The next day you feel fine. 2 days later, you can't hardly move.
Been there.
So again, minor damage to the frame on that car, a lot of bolt-on pieces. Was able to talk to him a little bit earlier. Drake, I think you were able to kind of chat with him as well.
Absolutely, Brian. As speak of the devil, here comes Kobe Simpson out to the Speedway. The team actually had to make a quick run to DRC, located in Gasoline Alley in Indianapolis, not too far away from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, to get some additional parts like headers and some Nerf bars to get that car ready to go. And as we said, glad to see him make the call, albeit a little bit late. They were thrashing on the left front corner of that race car. Wasn't sure if it was exactly brakes, but we do know they were very much looking at the left front corner of that race car before we got the horn, and even after the horn, too, they were working on that race car very hard. So good news is 21K set to go, but he'll get a penalty to the rear of the field, Brian and Christy.
Yeah, good news, bad news situation. Good news out to the racetrack. Bad news, he does have to forfeit that pole qualifying spot, and will go ahead and drop to the inside of that final row. So that does move Saban Bybit in the 98 up to the pole position. Again, that driver going to victory lane here recently with the Boss Series. That was back on September 27th. Last night's Inferno Armor Fire Move of the Night recipient got a complimentary bottle of Inferno Armor. First career top 10 run of the series, and we went out to Terre Haute. He said, I'm starting to get more comfortable. And last night, again, showing. As we get ready to go to green to the NOS Energy start can at the exit turn number 4. Beal going to take off into turns 1 and 2. Bybin with the jump. He'll take him onto the far side of the speedway right now. Challenge for second. Stockin in the 92. Looking down to the inside, looking for the race lead here as they come around lap number 1. It will be Bybin showing the way.
Chase Stockin going to creep to the inside of the 98 of Bybin. Bybin's still going to get a better run off of the top side of turn number 2. CJ Leary worked his way up to third as Chase Stockin still not letting Saban Bybin get away from him.
Stockin working the bottom side through 3 and 4. We'll try that line again in turns 1 and 2. Not quite as low as we saw him last time in turn number 3, but able to hang right there with the Epoxy Systems International Wedgwood Motorsports number 98 for the time being. Now up the racetrack and down the embankment here at the exit turn number 4. Bybin putting a little bit of distance between himself and Stockin that time. Leary trying to hold on to third, but Kevin Thomas Jr. sneaking to the inside. The Inferno Armor number 3R coming after it here as they work off into turns at 3 and 4. KTJ up the racetrack. He will grab a little bit of bronze here onto the front straightaway.
We saw those two duke it out in heat race number 1 last night as well. CJ Leary coming out on the better end of it last night, but Kevin Thomas Jr. carrying a ton of speed tonight. He was your Honest Abe Roofing Fast Qualifier. Takes over third and is beginning to try to reel in second of Chase Stockin.
Kevin Thomas, no stranger to victory lane here in Lawrenceburg. He's a 6-time winner in USAC National Sprint Car Competition, winner of the Fall Nationals on 3 occasions, 2021. The last time he went to victory lane here in the Fall Nationals, closing up on the Moose Racing number 92 a little bit as we start to work into the closing laps. 2 to go. White flag coming next time at the exit turn at number 4. All eyes, though, are on Saban Bybin, the Cincinnati, Ohio racer, and the J&D Chevrolet Power XXX Epoxy Systems International number 98. He'll find the lab coat flying. He's got 1 to go.
It's not over yet. The battle for second is still heating up. Kevin Thomas Jr. still there. He loses some ground to Chase Stockin out of turn number 2. CJ Leary going to be back in the mix as well. One more corner for them to get it done, but meanwhile, nobody can contend with Saban Bybin.
Saban Bybin coming around to pick up his first heat race win of the season. Chase Stockin in second. CJ Leary gets by to, or thought he got by. No, he didn't. 0.02 of a second. Kevin Thomas Jr. does hold on to it. Leary in fourth. Shipley and Simpson unofficially rounding out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, out of Cincinnati, Ohio, the Bybin Landscaping, signs by Trey Wedgwood, number 98. Race fans, give him a hand, Saban Bybin. Jay Stockin in second, Kevin Thomas Jr. in third, C.J. Leary in fourth, Kyle Shipley and Kobe Simpson unofficially rounding out your field. K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2 beginning to make its way out to the Speedway. Again, 8 times around, and your lineup will find the driver out of Dillsboro, Indiana on the pole. This one, the Southern Insurance, Clark's Home Service, Industrial Hydraulics Incorporated, Don Spike number 4K. It'll be Kayla Rell. Outside your front row, it'll be Ricky Lewis out of Oxnard, California. The Honest Abe Roofing, Claxton DRC, John and Cheryl Long, Bennick Enterprises, Pendleton Farms, number 2B. Second row from the inside, Gunnar Setzer to Columbus, Indiana, the Midwest 2 Mills, Superior Ag, Davis Brothers, the Cure starts now. Pipeline Transportation, AMSOIL, number 5G, and next to him, you'll find Todd Hobson out of Clyde, Victoria, Australia, driving the Wedgwood Motorsports Chevrolet DRC chassis, number 98H. Final row from the inside, Logan Seavey out of Southern California, the Mount Mechanical Contractors, Amicus Fortech Marketing, Carrington Homes, number 57, and your final starter, Kyle Cummins out of Princeton, Indiana, the Avante Windows and Doors, at Stanton Mach 1 Apache Transport Premier Recycling, number 3P. That'll be your scheduled line of 4K1 Race Gear Heat Race numero 2. So Bybin adding his name to the list of heat race winners here on the season. Robert Ballou remains at the top of that list, 15 heat race wins before his season unfortunately was cut short. Bybeth, the 40th different driver to score a heat race win so far this year.
So Robert is leading Kyle Cummins, who has 13. So Kyle actually does have a chance here to begin to close that that gap just a little bit. And we've got a couple more races on the season where Kyle Cummins could potentially reach that very high mark set by Robert Ballou.
Robert always jokes he may not have the most qualifying times, but he will have the most heat race wins, and he proves that year after year. Robert, when he's after it, he's a very consistent racer, and of course has a former champion of this series, and looking forward to seeing him get back on track when we head down to Winter Dirt Games again. A back injury, and taking the time, he also had some issues going on with his hands and his wrist, getting that repaired as well. And a couple times here throughout the end of the season, we've seen his merchandise trailer roll in. I know he does have merchandise available online. And again, he's got some medical bills racking up, so show some love to the madman when you get a chance.
Yeah, and it was tough to see that happen during this season in particular, where Robert had, shared a lot that they'd gotten their program headed in the direction that he was really happy with. So tough to see that season be cut short, but surely they've got their notes written down from what was working this year, and they'll try to come back stronger next year.
Of course, talking about Winter Dirt Games and talked about this a few times, but we definitely want you to remember, mark it on the calendar, get your tickets, reserve your hotel rooms. We're heading down to Volusia and Ocala, and it's all presented by Yokohama Tire. And that kicks off on the 8th with practice at Ocala, then 2 nights of racing at Volusia, the 9th and the 10th of February, and then 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th at the egg-shaped Ocala Speedway, one of the more unique ovals we go to, and certainly it's one of those tracks that's a challenge every night. Neither end races the same.
I prefer avocado-shaped.
Sounds healthier, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, eggs, avocado, it's all good fat, right?
It's all good for you. Good fat, that's right. You got me there.
There's good fat, then there's fat, and we won't talk about that. Anyway.
We know the one, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Thank you for not making that plural. Ways to drive an English major nuts. Or anybody that's well-read. Kayla Rell in the 4K again on the pole. Ricky Lewis in the 2B alongside her in the front row. Gunnar Setzer, Todd Hobson, row number 2. Logan Seavey, winner of this event 1 year ago. Kyle Cummins, winner last night during the Greg Staub Memorial. Again, in search of that championship, has the opportunity to lock it up here tonight. Has to earn 50 points tonight. He already earned points being second in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. He's going to earn points in his heat race finish. So we'll find out once we go into the feature event where exactly he needs to get to. As they make their way past the NOS Energy start can, we're underway. Lewis quickly down to the bottom to take the line away from Kayla Rell and block the charge from her. 3 wide for third for a moment. Onto the back straightaway we ride. Here comes the 2B right through the middle. He'll have the 98H chasing him around to the front straightaway. Ricky Lewis going to lead the way.
Todd Hobson running in second, was trying to get that thing pointed in the right direction coming out of turn number 4. Seems like he's setting sail now with Gunnar Setzer in chase, but here comes the 3P of Kyle Cummins carrying a ton of speed. We watched him get hung up just slightly behind Kayla Rell, but quickly back on the throttle.
Coming after the 5G here as he rides in that third spot. The 3 down, looking a little bit lower there through turns 1 and 2. Cummins still riding in the 4th position. Seavey in 5th. Rail getting shuffled all the way to the back of the field right now. But Ricky Lewis has got her leaned onto the right rear, and he's flying the left front onto the front straightaway. Hangs the Hoosiers a little bit here as they work onto the far side of the speedway. Challenge for second, denied. Todd Hobson able to fend off the charge of Gunnar Setzer. Gunnar quickly sideways, but not as quick forward here as they'll make their way around to the front side of the speedway. And here comes the 3P once again to challenge for the third spot.
Kyle Cummins trying to get inside the 5G of Gunnar Setzer. Not going to get it done this time, but he's still there. He's got a couple of more opportunities as we have 3 laps to go this time by.
Some of the world's best sprint car drivers on display here tonight with the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship. Ricky Lewis leading them here in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. Driver still in contention to possibly pick up a title with the USAC CRA Series presented by Avante Windows and Doors, currently second in that tour. He'll come around this time to the wave of the white flag. RJ Johnson out of Phoenix, Arizona leads that series. Talked about earlier, they still have a handful of races to go. Of course, they'll be with us down at the Western World. He's going to work onto the back straightaway one last time here as they work into turn number 3. He'll sail off at turn number 4. Checkered flag will greet the California racer. Ricky Lewis gets the job done here in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. Todd Hobson in second. Gunnar Setzer, Kyle Cummins, Logan Seavey, Kayla Rell unofficially rounding out your field. That's your winner, ladies and gentlemen. He is out of Oxnard, California. Driving the Honest Abe Roofing, Pendleton Farms, Bennick Enterprises, John and Cheryl Long. Hoosier Tire, Claxton DRC, 2B Racing, number 2B Race fans. Give him a hand, Ricky Lewis. Todd Hobson in second, Gunnar Setzer in third, Kyle Cummins in fourth, Logan Seavey in fifth, and Kayla Rell unofficially rounding out your field in sixth. Seventh time this season, Ricky Lewis has picked up a heat race win. USACgear.com heat race number 3, staging out to the front straightaway. Again, 8 more times around. And the driver on the pole was up at Kokomo last night. He's at a Razorback, New South Wales, Australia, driving the Crossmere Performance Services Twister chassis number 75. That is Glenn Saville. Next to him, Hayden Reinbold at a Gilbert, Arizona. The AME Electrical Reinbold, Underwood Motorsports, Stanton Spike. Avante Windows and Doors, number 19. Briggs Danner inside of row number 2, the East Snyder & Sons Recycling, Ryder DRC, Boulevard Truck Repair, Hogue Racing Enterprise, number 39, he'll roll from third. Jake Swanson out of Anaheim, California. The Inland Rigging, Snake Enterprises, Apache Transport, Doughboys LLC, number 5T, he'll go from fourth. Mitchell Moles of the 19AZ from inside of row number 3, the AME Electrical, Massey Valley Transportation, Stanton Spike, number 19, and outside of him, Justin Grant of Ione, California, the NOS Energy, MPV Logistics, Top Motorsports, Indy Custom Stone, number 4. That'll be your schedule lineup for USACgear.com heat race number 3.
So both Justin Grant and Logan Seavey still eligible for that NOS Energy Drink Hoosier Trifecta bonus should they finish on the podium tonight, and then whoever were to finish in front of the other would then be eligible for that. So sort of 2 criteria there. So Logan Seavey would have to finish second and ahead of Justin Grant, and then Justin Grant would have to run third, and I have it backwards, don't I? Help me out here.
Yeah, Logan Seavey, 10,000 bonus with a win or a third ahead of Justin Grant, and Justin Grant is a $20,000 bonus with a win or second ahead of Logan Seavey.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, we were picking up what you were putting down. A $10,000 bonus if third ahead of Seavey. Now, if Logan and Justin finish second and third, both drivers, they'll split 10 grand. So Logan finishes second, Justin finishes third, to clarify that point.
You know, we'll cover it when we get there. It's one of those, like, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, you know what I mean?
Still $100,000 potential when you add it all together, and that really shows how much NOS Energy Drink cares about the racers, how they give back to the racers. They support the series, obviously the title sponsor of the USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship, the presenting sponsor of the Tulsa Shootout, the Chili Bowl Nationals, and so many drivers across all spectrums of motorsports that they support.
Yeah, and really cool that we've got 2 drivers eligible for it heading into the final night. So I think last year we just had Robert Ballou, who was eligible for that bonus coming into Lawrenceburg, and then in the year prior, I think we didn't have anybody that was eligible coming into the final night.
No, I don't believe we did. And Robert last year, it was a podium finish would net him 10 grand. Unfortunately, came up shy on that one. And initially, I want to say, what was it? It was Cummins, Grant, and Seavey were in the running.
So, yeah.
And then now just kind of whittled down to, of course, Grant and Seavey. Justin, who led the opening 3 laps, I mentioned earlier the rockers breaking on his engine. When it did, it actually created basically, like you talk about on a carbureted vehicle, a backfire up through the stacks. And he said it actually damaged the throttle linkages, has damaged the butterflies, so unfortunately the top end of the engine out of play. So far, they don't think it damaged anything on the bottom side, but of course not wanting to take any chances, taking that one out, putting a fresh engine in for tonight.
And if it's one of those things that's sort of inevitable, and it's hard to say whether it is or not, but I bet that Justin Grant is pretty glad it went wrong last night rather than tonight. When tonight, you know, of course, he's got $40,000 on the line, all things considered.
Yeah.
So, a lot more to gain tonight.
You know, if you can win 20 grand on the track and pocket another 20 grand from NOS, it's not a bad way to make a living.
I wouldn't complain.
But does it come with an extra case of NOS?
Probably.
And caution light's going to come back on. Officials out on the track over in turns 1 and 2. Rizzy has spotted something. Picking up a little bit of debris over in turn number 1. Tyler on your program, Rizzy in your heart. For the longest time when he was coming to Expo, I never knew his actual name. He was just Rizzy. That's how he was on my phone forever. So Glenn Saville in the 75. Going to bring him to the NOS Energy Star Can. Hayden Reinbold. Again, taking a little bit of a tumble last night. Getting the car put back together. He'll go from the outside of our number 1. Briggs Danner in the 39 1 year ago. Third attempt at the start. Led him into 1. Unfortunately, got upside down. Looking to rebound from his finish 1 year ago. Brings it around. Wave of the green flag, and we're underway quickly. The 5 and the 19 going to go at it for the top spot here. The 39 trying to get by Saville in the back straightaway, and Justin Grant looking for room to run by all of them here as they work into turns 3 and 4.
Hayden Reinbold quickly with the breakaway, but Jake Swanson not letting the 19 AZ get out of his sight. You saw how much speed the 5T carried all throughout the program last night as Glenn Saville goes around. That's going to draw the caution.
And somebody toss out banana peel over in turns 1 and 2. Saville found it. He goes around, and that is a very, very unique car. If you ever have a chance to go down and check out that thing, that is a twister chassis. That's a Wayne Simmons creation. If you look at the car in the back, it actually narrows up. And he was talking about it earlier. The rear torsion bars are different lengths.
Interesting. Was there like a mechanical purpose for that? That's a
That is
secret.
a Wayne question. Of course, remember when J.J. Yaley went on his absolute tear and got the Triple Crown and all of his success? It was in a twister.
I can't say that I remember, but I can understand what you're referencing.
It's interesting looking at some of the different designs of these cars over the years. Slant stack, you have the short tube. You have, in this case, where one is about an inch longer than the other, left to right. Flop tube, standard tube. All the different configurations of suspension on these cars, and a lot of engineering that goes into them. And typically it is the old standard tube design that comes out on top, the tried and true, as we go back to green. Reinbold in the 19, going to bring him onto the back straightaway. Jake Swanson continuing to chase here. Briggs Danner running in that third spot. Justin Grant running in fourth. He's going to have a challenge to the inside from Mitchell Moles. Not able to get there. The 4 holds on to fourth.
Hayden Reinbold not losing that pressure from Jake Swanson just yet as Swanson gets a good dig on the bottom side of the racetrack, chases the 19 AZ down the backstretch, and looks to the inside in turns number 3 and 4.
Backs the car up the racetrack a little bit, scrubs some speed off there, allows Reinbold to hold on to the position here. Working on to the far side of the speedway. They'll come around this time. It'll be 4 laps remaining. Smooth line this time through turns 3 and 4. Closes a couple of car links back in on the AME Electrical. Reinbold, Underwood Motorsports number 19. Swanson still there within a couple of car links. Danner a distant third right now. Justin Grant running in fourth. Moles running in fifth. Saville rounding at your field in sixth. Up within a car length in the middle of turn number 4. Loses that as they work onto the front straightway. 3 to go right now. Challenge still looming at the front of the field.
Hayden Reinbold not safe yet. Briggs Danner running in that third position, not able to reel in the 5T of Jake Swanson. He's doing some searching around on the racing surface, kind of running each and every line, trying to see where that 39 is going to generate the most amount of speed, getting prepared for 30 laps later on.
Reinbold coming in, 4 heat race wins on the season, trying to make it 5 here tonight. White flag flies this time, and he works around to the front straightaway. Of course, Hayden finally breaking into USAC National Victory Lane during the 4 Crown Nationals Eldora prelim night with the USAC So we'll have one of the water wagons as well as the push trucks out, rolling in the racing surface just a little bit here. Of course, talking about the final run of the sprint cars heading out west, want to talk about the midgets out in California a little bit. The Hangtown 100, 5 and 8,000 win at that event. You've got the Good Earth Farm Special. That's going to be at Plaza Park on November 19th. Thunder Bowl, that's a 5,000 win show. The Chase Johnson Classic following that in Merced. That's on Saturday. The Sunday after that is actually reserved as a possible date in case inclement weather does take out the Saturday date. So, again, that'll be a one-night affair there. Bakersfield at Kern County Raceway, the Jason Leffler Memorial, 10,000 win. Of course, 15 grand on the line during the Turkey Night Grand Prix. Ventura Raceway, Ventura, California, Saturday, November 29th. If you can't be there live, of course, you can check it all out on FloRacing. Last year, unfortunately, Mother Nature getting the win at Placerville as it rained enough. They had mudslides. California. The Golden